going live. Yeah, hey, good morning. Luckily, it's not as early as it could be. It's a civilized 10 a.m. Eastern where I am, and I don't know why I'm singing like that. I realized my regular earrings are in the other room, so I'm putting on these really cool ones. Actually, you know what? I don't know who's tuning in yet. I'll wait till some people here because these earrings I have are kind of a fun story. Rhonda is here. Nice to see you. Good morning, Rhonda and Pink Lady and Joni. Hey, here's a fun thing. I started doing this on my my group Zooms when I do them with the people from the Destination Decluttered mailing list. If you are interested, Irish Peak, nice to see you. Carrie, good morning. Lisa, good morning. If you feel like it, could you share with me what state you're in? Not like a state of confusion, but if you are in a different country, that's cool than the U.S. I'm in the U.S. I'm in Pennsylvania. And I love like looking at my map of the U.S. right here and seeing where people are tuning in from, because I think that's the really cool thing about social media, TikTok, the internet, all that kind of stuff. So good morning. Yes, Irish Pink, you're in North Carolina. Good morning. Virginia, Habib Aldi is in there. Carrie, Massachusetts. I am a Massachusetts gal myself. Joni's in Texas. I almost said Tony's in Texas. That would not make fun. Another North Carolina. Lulu, meet Irish Pink. Irish Pink. See, I love doing this. St. Louis, St. Louis. I started singing the song. What a great little area. Another Texas. Nice. Pink Lady from Texas. Suzanne's from South Florida. Central Massachusetts there. Okay, we got some Mass people here. We get the what? The 413, the 781, stuff like that there. Oh, yeah. What was that one? 508. The 508. I know, huh? Indiana, Michigan. Oh, I wish again I was in Michigan back on the farm. I love this. Juicy Diamond 1 is saying, good morning. I did some hours of kitchen decluttering yesterday from Northeast Florida. Thank you so much for sharing. Oh, 978. Okay, it has been a while since I lived in Massachusetts. Dare I say over 20 years, but you'll hear it in my voice. I will tell you, and my family is still there as well. Kimberly, nice to see you. Kay, Carrie, Suzanne, Polnia Chick, Tom, Simple Beauty Boutique. I love this. I love kind of welcome. Come on in. Make yourself comfortable. We're going to be here for the next hour. Well, I'm going to be here. You're going to be where you are. And I love it when you say, Suzanne is saying, it feels so good to declutter. Now, I will admit, you might tell by just looking at me, I'm a Gen Xer, proud of it. So when you say feels so good, immediately, ba 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 da ba 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 da ba ba ba. Love that. Chuck Mangione, or Chuck Manjoey, as my friend Winnie said once, that cracked us up. Good morning, everybody. So my name is Beth, if we haven't met before. Nice to meet you. My name is Beth, but I'd much rather you just remember Destination Decluttered. Now, when I say destination, when I'm not trying to put on my earring, New Jersey, nice to see you, Missy, April. There's a little heart over here. So if you look behind me, this is one of the few times where it might just help you to look at the screen when I'm doing a TikTok live. Other than that, feel free to put me on some earbuds, walk around, start decluttering your home. Many folks have done that. Yes, go Chuck. Techie, like, nice to see you. Mommy Erased, there we go. Okay, there we go. Pufferella, I see your question about decluttering your kids' closets. Do you have any recommendations on how many outfits they need? You know, here's my thing. I don't even know how many clothes I have. What I know is think about what they're actually wearing now and what they're wearing that's often, and see, how about this? Do you want to do laundry once a week? How about enough outfits so that you do laundry once a week and they have a couple left over and then they can wear the same things, you know? There's that. Linda is on the Jersey Shore. There you go, down ashore, going down ashore. I love it. I live outside of Philly, so I don't know. I entertain myself by talking in different accents. What can I say? So anyhow, I got myself sidetracked. I apologize. So behind me, you will see a very simple diagram. I made it out of construction paper, laminated it. I'm so proud of myself. You'll see a point right here. This is what I call, this is you on a map of you're on a road trip called life. Today, this is where you are. Every day we are here. I should probably put my head there. Every day we are here on the road trip to through your life. And what I want to say is, if you're at a point where some things are working, awesome. But if you have clutter and other things that are bumming you out, let's stop a minute right here. Let's make a plan, okay? Let's get on a road trip to where you want to go. And we start with the destination in mind. We start with Destination Decluttered. right? So what does that mean? That means a couple questions here. And before we do that, actually, a couple of people are tuning in, and I'm distracting myself by the fact that I've yet to put on my second earring. I guess I'm kind of 80s-ish if I only have one earring. Actually, when I used to do that, I think I put it on the side. Anyhow, I'm not normally wearing my normal earrings. I just thought it would be fun to share with you. I don't know if you can see these, but a friend of mine makes earrings out of old guitar strings. Stringing along with me in Maine, Bettina, and my husband's a musician, so I asked her to make some earrings for me, and I love them. They're nice and light. They're recycled, or upcycled rather, and there's that. So that was distracting me. The other thing, too, is the air conditioning that I love is blowing on me just enough to aggravate me. There we go. Okay. So everybody who's tuning in, if you want to get decluttered, if you want to do anything in your life, I have found it is so much more fun and helpful and motivating to think of it as a road trip and that you're driving towards someplace you like. So before you start any decluttering, just take a moment. It's like starting out on a road trip. Every day you're on a road trip and you say to yourself, where am I going today? You pull out the map. You say, okay, what state am I in? And you start by saying, I am heading towards a place that looks like I want it to look. So if you don't know how you want it to look, think about that. How do I want my home to look? It may be the opposite of what it is now. I work a lot in opposites, so discover what the unhelpful way is that you're talking about it, and then what's the opposite of it. The other thing, and maybe even the more important thing. Yeah, no, Jacqueline, trust me, I like it when I like it, then I don't like it, and it just annoys me. It's how I roll. What I want to offer is, and this is because I am a certified life coach, so I weave my life coaching is just intertwined with the practicality of decluttering. And I want to just mention to you, how do you want to feel when you're in your home? How do you want to feel? Your home looks good. How do you want to feel in it? Okay, just notice that. Couple of words that have been bandied about by my clients, because I do one-on-one coaching with people on Zoom. I do a 10-week package. So we always talk about, how does it feel? How does it feel? Somebody just said, this is why I have Chuck Mangione going through my head. It feels so good. It feels so good. I feel so much better. I feel calm. I feel in control. I feel at peace. I feel confident. I feel powerful. I feel happy. I feel relaxed. Notice, see, Suzanne is saying calm. Tamara is saying relaxing. Sean, welcome. Kayla, welcome. So just notice how you feel is so important. There we go. Grace, you're a princess and you're canceled. That's it. Yeah, oh yeah, LJ, yeah. 62 chaos, can't have anyone over syndrome. I learned that from a client. I think it's funny, but it's kind of sad because I love acronyms. I love alliterations. Destination decluttered. When we talk about the 3 layers of clutter, I've got surface, stored, and sentimental. I get that. But what a bummer it is that there is an acronym that tells people, hey, my house is something that I'm so embarrassed by, I can't have anybody over. Embarrassment keeps you stuck, okay? There we go. I started working in this after having to stay home post-surgery. Awesome. I'm glad you. See, you don't let anyone into your house. If you do, you see, here's a funny thing. This is what I love to think about. I show up in curiosity all the time. I am telling you. You can let people into your house even if it feels awesome. You can control that, but when you're letting your stuff decide when you're letting how you feel about your stuff force you to feel so bad that you don't invite your friends over, it's kind of a bummer. Oh, there we go, Pony Chick. I'm heading to my school to finish decluttering my classroom. Rock on, lady. That's awesome. So good. Christine Wagner, how to live with a cluttering husband? With love and curiosity and patience. And more love and curiosity and patience. Here's my thought on clutter. I would like to think you would agree. We all have our own stories about clutter, about the stuff in our homes. The stuff in our homes that makes us feel a certain way. And being a certified life coach, I say when we feel a certain way, we do a certain thing. So, where is it? Christine, you think a certain thing about clutter that makes you feel a certain way. And your husband also has ideas about clutter, what it means and stuff. We all have our own stories. Get curious about what that is. But also, maybe I would suggest this with everybody. What's your mutual destination? What do you want your home to look like? There we go. Okay. Becky TJM, I will say this and I will offer this to everybody. As I mentioned, I am a certified life coach. I am not, and I'm happily not, a certified mental health practitioner. And when Becky TJM, you're saying I live in a hoarding situation and tons of cats, it's a nightmare. Help with capital HELP. Please, oh please, oh please, get some help that will help you. I could help you a bit, but that sounds like definitely something out of my wheelhouse. That is not to say that there aren't people. There are people out there that can help you. There are mental health professionals who deal specifically with hoarders. Hoarding is an official diagnosis of the DSM-5. And the only time I work with hoarders is if they are already under the care of a certified licensed medical health professional. Okay? Also with the cats, maybe you're ASPCA. Maybe you can get somebody to help you with it. There are resources. And Becky, I know I feel like I'm talking to you one-on-one because I so want you to get the help you need to make your life better. But I'm really saying it to everybody too. Everybody. If you are struggling with anything, there is help out there. And the best thing you can do for yourself, I know it sounds scary and overwhelming and whatever, get the help that's going to help you. Okay? There we go. All right, Becky, you got this, okay? But help yourself. There we go. All right, so somebody just said, just found me. Let me just do a little quick reintroduction. My name is Beth, but I'd much rather you remember Destination Decluttered. Destination Decluttered is what I call my decluttering life coaching that I do. I help you. I inspire you. I instruct you. I teach you. I cajole you. I am there for you to learn how to get unstuck and moving so you start to declutter and remove the items in your life and in your home that no longer work for you, so you have space and time and freedom, not just in your home, but in your head to do the things you want to do. There we go. And what I want to offer is I do this. I do TikTok lives. Here I am. I am here to act, yeah, there we go. Action Beth is what I call you. Action news, yeah, because I move when I hear you. I've become a bit of a Pavlov's dog with some people that are like, oh, she's on, I better start decluttering. Okay, so this is what I do, is I show up regularly. But I say regularly doing TikTok lives. I love doing them. I love meeting people. One of the fun things that I think is so fun, and I will be completely transparent, is I think it is fun when I see that the number of followers that I have on TikTok increase after I do a TikTok live. So I ask you, I'm going to be here for the next 45 minutes or so helping you with clutter. What I would love to ask you is, could you like my TikTok page? And maybe share it with people if you think there are people out there who you know who are cluttered, okay? Okay, so all of a sudden I didn't even have to say that. People I see followed, shared, followed. Thank you so much. There we go. So I do TikTok lives. And ask me a question in the comments and I will do my best to answer that, okay? And what I want to offer too is I also have an email mailing list if you want to get onto it. Now, the reason I say that right now is, first of all, the people on my mailing list get all the good stuff. They get a lot of stuff for free. I do some free workshops on Zoom. This week, actually, I got to look. I have another screen over here. I always try to be, just let people know what I'm doing when I'm looking away from the camera. So today, oh my God, today is Sunday, the 13th of August. Okay, here's the fun thing. This coming Tuesday, the 15th at 8 p.m. Eastern, I have a group Zoom coaching call just for the people on the Destination Decluttered email mailing list. I know I should call it something other than an email mailing list, but I just keep on calling it that, and that's what it is. It's fine. So if you're interested in this, it is a free way of us kind of doing this. You meet some people with your, we're struggling with their clutter. I help you, you help them, we help each other. And it's just a nice reminder that you can do this. You can do this. I'm not teaching how to tap dance or, do backflips or something like that. You know how to make a decision about your stuff. It's maybe you're just rusty or you're not used to it. And what I love is helping you remember to make decisions that then lead you towards the life you want to live. Okay, so I do that. The other thing too, just really quickly, and then I'll jump into the questions, is I do one-on-one coaching with people. I meet people on Zoom. We meet one day a week for 1 hour for 10 weeks or 10 sessions, because sometimes we mix it up and meet more than once a week. It really is completely customizable with my clients. And if you're interested in that, that is the only paid thing I really do right now. So everything else I do is free. The one-on-one coaching, because it's so powerful and it's specifically for you. It's not cut and paste. It's specifically about what's jamming you up, and we help you. You and I work together. If you're interested in that, go to my website, destinationdecluttered.com, and you'll see big orange buttons all over the place that say work with me. You do that, a calendar pops up. I'm just making sure I have some things on my calendar. Yep, I've got some consultation slots available in the next 3 days. Sign up for one of those. I'm such a goof. I totally forgot to tell you how to get, luckily somebody else figured it out. Thank you, whoever that was, is if you want to sign up for my mailing list, destinationdecluttered.com/join. You get a free habit tracker. Immediately it's attached to your welcome email. I tried to make that easy peasy. Also, the Zoom link to this Tuesday's Zoom is attached to the welcome email. Now I got to change that after it's done. If you're on the mailing list already, I'm going to send out a reminder today with the Zoom on it. So if you misplaced it or whatever, don't worry. Okay, there we go. Okay, here we go. Let's jump into it here. What do we have? Cleaning out my storage today. Parting with things is hard for sure. Thanks for the inspo. Yeah, Shell Bell here. You know what? And I love it. Coffee talk. Overwhelmed, ready to take steps. I will say this. And these things, Shell Bell, Coffee Talk, you're right next to each other in the comments for me, but you're both helping me to frame this so you can help. Your questions are helping everybody. Just remember that when you are getting help for what's helping you, you're gonna make it better for everybody else. Overwhelm. Now I did a video on overwhelm, so I will encourage everybody. Not right now while I'm live. Like I'm only here for another 45 minutes, but I did a really good job of explaining how I explain overwhelm in a video on my page. So you can go and watch that and like it afterwards, but we're here, so I want to help you. This is how I look at it. Excuse me. This is how I get comfortable. Overwhelm is a feeling and a thought and a feeling that gets you not moving, right? Overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed. I'm always doing like my jazz hands. It's too big. I'm overwhelmed. I'm almost like looking up at it. I'm so overwhelmed by the enormity of it all that it's above me, right? It's like the world is above me. I'm looking at, oh my God, how could I ever do all of that, right? Just notice when you're feeling overwhelmed. Catch yourself when you're overwhelmed. I like to say, like, notice it and stop. Little traffic cop, one of those little Keystone cops with his little like whistle and his like traffic hand. Stop when you realize you're doing it and go, aha, you know what? This is the point right now where I'm feeling overwhelmed, where I need to stop. Or you can be one of the Supremes. Say stop in the name of love. And look, I got a little heart in front of me. Thank you, whoever sent that. Stop in the name of love. Stop in the name of love for yourself. Stop. Notice when you're feeling overwhelmed and then do this. You want to get started. You don't want to be stuck. You don't want to be overwhelmed. Take your hands, go like this, take that overwhelm and take some deep breaths. And we're going to think of the word, instead of over, you think down. So you take the overwhelm above you, over you, you bring it down, you move your body. You breathe down, you breathe down into your lungs. Then you know what you do? You write it down. Whatever's up here that's overwhelming you, the brain, the thoughts, the whatever, write it down, dump it out, write it down, and then we chunk it down. We chunk down that really big, oh my gosh, my entire world, my entire house is cluttered. We chunk it down. Pick one room. We chunk it down into smaller bits so you can say, I can do this a little bit, and that's what's going to get you from stuck to started, from overwhelm into action, okay? And yeah, so I hope that helps Coffee Talk and everybody. The video's there. You can like it. You can save it, I think, or whatever, to remind yourself of it when if you need reminding of that. But getting yourself moving, action, taking action, and taking action. Again, I like alliteration, so aligned action. That means it's action that's taking you in a line towards the life you want to live. You can take action and it may not get you there. It may be diverting you somewhere else, Movement doesn't always mean good. You have to make sure that it's good movement and it's movement in the right direction. And the right direction to me is your dreams, right? Again, it's like being on a road trip. It's like, where are you excited to drive? And get there. Yeah. Who doesn't want to take the fastest, quickest, like get me to the beach so I can spend more time at the beach? Now, I like to road trip like nobody's business. Thank you for the confetti. I don't know what that means, but that's kind of fun. Here, I want to offer to you, like, I love getting to the beach, but I also like to take a road trip. But I only like to take a road trip when I know there's some destinations, there's little milestones along the way. So it's a balance. I do not teach. I encourage my clients to make sure they're not decluttering too much to the expense of their enjoyment of life. I look at life as a road trip, and so think of your life as a road trip. You drive for a while, you get out, you stretch, then you go back in and you drive for a while, and then you stop and you have some lunch, and then you sleep, and then you get in, and then you go have some fun, and then you sleep, and then you wake up, and then you drive. You know what I mean? Doing it so it's enjoyable every day is going to make you show up. Not like, oh, I drove for 11 hours yesterday, and now I'm exhausted, so I spend a day doing nothing. Okay. Tamara, I don't know if this is an older comment because they kind of come up randomly for me. To get on the Destination Decluttered email mailing list, wicked easy. DestinationDecluttered.com /join. There's a form there. Put in your email address. It should be fine. Okay. There we go. The other thing too, Shell Bell is saying parting with things is hard for sure, but it may not be as hard as you think. Some things will be hard to make a decision about. No lie. I have a table down by Masement. It's not that big, but it's some stuff that I'm like, I really want to do. I want to find a good home for those things. But I will tell you that a good 80% of the stuff you have is going to be a lot easier than like the sentimental stuff that you're struggling with. So don't start with the hard stuff. Start with the easy stuff. This is where my alliteration of 3 layers of clutter in the order in which I suggest you deal with them comes in. Surface, stored, sentimental. Sentimental stuff is the stuff that you're saying you're struggling with. Leave that for later on in the journey when you've built up your decluttering muscles. Okay? So there you go. And notice if you think it's going to be hard, you're going to find it hard. You're going to think, this is hard. This is hard. What if you just thought this is going to be easy? And even if it's going to be easy, like, you know what? This may be not that, it may not be totally enjoyable, but man, doing these things is getting to me where I want to go. There we go. All right. That's cool. So Third Eye Phone is saying my ADHD is very challenging. I totally get that. I have it in my family. My ADHD basket helps a lot with daily decluttering. That's very cool. Hoarding could be hereditary. I think it is a learned behavior and it's a survival mechanism based on trauma, but I think a lot of this stuff is learned and just habits. You know what I mean? So that's my take on it. And I love that because it takes the, there we go. Oh, awesome. You have a consultation set this week. I will see you. Very cool. What I want to offer is I love to just take the drama out of stuff. There's that phrase, save your drama for your mama. Don't even save it for her. Drama is fun to watch on the screen or whatever. I like a simple life. I like a life, and I'm going to look up my own like reminders of like generosity, abundance, flexibility, peace of mind, curiosity, expressing my creativity. That's what I want. Drama is words and feelings that keep you stuck in old habits that don't serve you. Being bold enough and loving yourself enough and wanting to do something different, to break that, to stop that and start something different, that's where the magic happens. And that's how I coach, So there we go. Okay, RX Phil says, wife saves everything. Empty containers, gets very upset with kids or myself, throw it out. Okay, so a couple of things, Phil, I want to offer. We all have reasons why we do things. So I would have a conversation, not a judgy conversation. Make sure your energy is right. Don't come at it. If you come at judgment, it's going to shut it down. Curiosity and love is going to open it up. Ask her why she's saving these. Not judgy, but curious. Ask her if they're getting in the way, if it's being a problem for everybody else. Ask her, could she whittle it down to the ones that that fit in a certain area, her favorites. What I will say is, I don't like it when people do things to me, my stuff, without my permission, right? Don't do that to her. How would you feel if she threw away something that you didn't give her permission to? Okay? So just notice that. And when you show up in love and curiosity, you're more likely to maybe come to better understanding of why she's keeping these things. Okay? It's just a really good way to do everything. The more I coach, I show up with love for my clients, with openness, for love for you as a human being, saying, if your life ain't great, what can I do to help you to get there, right? And I show up in curiosity. I even start this with the consultations I do, I will say, because I may not be able to help you as well as somebody else if what you're struggling with is not aligned with where my skills are. But that's why I do a consultation with people before we go coaching. Okay, there we go. Miracles and Money is just saying, once I get in the mode of repurposing, gifting, throwing away, it flows, going to keep going. Yes, it's think about it. We talk about when we're driving, or like, you get into the zone, you get into like a rhythm, you get like momentum, right? It's hard for your car to go from stuck to started. You have to do that every morning when you're driving your car. You have to do that as yourself. Notice Diane Hamburg is saying, my hubby waits till I leave the house and tosses stuff of mine, makes me not want to leave the house. Notice that cause and effect, right? So just notice that relationship. And Diane, I also offer for you to, hopefully with love and curiosity and compassion in wanting to make the relationship better as well as the home looking better, have a conversation with your husband and tell him, express this concern with you that says, this isn't working. This is causing a friction between us. Okay. There we go. See, there's the thing, Judy, this is the thing about clutter. Am I right? When you can't find things, the important things, because there's so much stuff around. Gave up trying to find mom's birth and marriage certificates for travel, ordered copies, and it costs money. Okay. Sometimes you need to do that. This is one of the reasons I helped. It's so funny. I might help my mother. I'm like, shit, do I know where her stuff is? I'm going to work on it. But knowing where the important papers are, okay? A really good reason to get decluttered. Peace of mind. Peace of mind that you know exactly where your passport is. Boop. I know exactly where my passport is. I know exactly where our marriage certificate is. I know where the things are to our cars, right? There we go. Tallulah, if you're interested in scheduling a consultation, you go to destinationdecluttered.com and hit the work with me button. And we won't even get into money. It's not that expensive. I will share with you. I just signed a client who was blown away because my 10-week program was half price of something that somebody was going to charge her for a single session. I will just say that. The reason I started talking about how much it is, it's not that much, but I realized too, sometimes people let the money get in the way of even making the consultation and not realizing how well it could benefit you. Okay. I will tell you, I think it's a steal right now. I will also tell you that my prices will grow and continue to grow the more I do this. But destinationdecluttered.com, work with me. A calendar will pop up. You pick a date. It's only just so you know too, and everybody, just for the next few days too, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because I do this thing. I am designing my life so my life looks and feels and functions like I want it to. And sometimes I go traveling and I go off the digital grid. I don't coach. I don't post anything to social. I just get away from it. And so I will be doing that later this week until sometime next week. When I get back and then I kind of get back into work mode, then I will open up my calendar again. But if you would like to get a consultation right now, and here's another reason, and I'm not trying to be in like sales mode, I'm just sharing this information with you because I realized it when I signed this client last week, was we get on a consultation. When do you want to start? Yeah, let's start this week or next. Okay. Then we pull out the calendars and we say, okay, what day of the week do I have availability? Do you have availability? And then we go through and I write down the 10 like weeks that we'll meet. I did this with a client last week. She's starting this week. 10 weeks from now is right before Halloween. Okay. So notice that if you want to be in decluttering mode, if you want to be decluttered before Halloween and also have skills that are going to help you stay decluttered during those holiday seasons of Halloween, goes into Thanksgiving, goes into December, goes into New Year's. How about you do stuff now and it's just going to give you the skills, the processes, the things that you will learn from me. I feel like I talk a lot, as you can imagine, with like being a car, right? I feel like I'm in a way like a driver's ed teacher. I teach you something you didn't know how to do before, like driving. You practice it on your own. I can't drive for you. Every time you practice, you get better. And then at a certain point, and I kind of joke that my clients, when we're done with the 10-week coaching program that I do, that it's almost like they get like their little, like their license to declutter. But then, when you got your driver's license, you were good enough to get the license, but then the more you practice, the easier it becomes, and it's just something you do all the time now. I look at decluttering and making decisions about where you want your life to look and feel like the same way. Okay. See, yeah, you know what? I will say this, Diane and user, I feel bad that you are, that people are doing stuff to your stuff without you permission. That's, I personally think that's not cool, but I would say, please have a conversation with those people. Try to make them understand why it doesn't work for you. Start with behavior. Okay. There we go. All right. Well, if your husband is a narcissist, I will share this. A friend of mine was married to a narcissist for many years. She just recently wrote a book. So here, Diane, this may help you. She's on TikTok. She just did a book signing thing we went to on Thursday. It's called, A Dark Force, 20 Years with a Covert Narcissist. Diane, her book might help you. I've got it in the other room, but that might help you, okay? And, I just hope that helps you, okay? All right, here we go. Hey, well, there we go. Lindsay Hyatt is saying, I currently have a dumpster at my house to clean out some of my hoard. It is about half full. That's awesome that you went from being stuck with all that stuff, so now you're moving it. You're taking the stuff that no longer serves you out of your home, and if putting it in a dumpster works for you, that's awesome. Okay, there we go. Hey, you know what? You're not sure if one dumpster is enough, but you know what? You're working on it. So if one dumpster is enough, you get another one. No big deal. You're doing it. You're doing it, and that's really important. Doing, action, verb, that's what's happening. Thoughts up here. So this is the thing. You can stay up here and you can think and think and think and think and think and feel and feel and feel and feel and feel and be stuck. You get nowhere. You're stuck in the mud. Your car is always going to be here, stuck in the mud where things aren't working. The only way you can do it is to start taking action, and it's really important to take action that's aligned with what you want in your life. You know, there we go. I love this. And Miss Crentis, and thank you for everybody. This is one of the things I love. So you're saying, Crentis. Yeah, I want to, MS Crentis. Someday I'll figure out how to pronounce people's names. Don't think about having to fix it. Just set your timer for 10 minutes and just do something. Do something you know is going to get you decluttered. Okay. Decluttering is about, and this is when my life coaching comes in, but I really feel like it's so important to think about. Decluttering is removing the items that do not work for you that happen to be in your life right now. Decluttering is a process that gets you practice in making decisions of saying, is this thing something I want in my life? It is. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to put it somewhere where it makes sense to me so I can find it easily. If I don't want it, I'm going to find the easiest way to get it out of my life. You practice that with the stuff in your home. You notice the difference when you just ask yourself, what do I want to happen? What do I want this place to look and feel like? How do I want it to function? You take action that moves the things out that aren't working for you anyway. You can use the same process in your life. You can, but it's action. You can stay in theory and, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, blah, blah, blah. This gets you, this is where it needs to start, but then you need to turn the key and get into gear, people. Get in the gear and then drive in the right direction, okay? And the right direction for you is that maybe a different direction for me. You get to decide. That's why I say start with your destination first. Start with your destination. How do you want your home to look? How do you want to feel when you're in your home? And how do you want it to function? Function really just means to me is reminding yourself to the things that you want to keep in your home, put them away in a place that looks good to you, that works with your brain so you remember where it is, that it's easy to get it when you need it, and easy to put away when you're done with it. That is the thing that will help you practice the habits that will keep you decluttered, okay? There we go. There we go. Lindsay Hyatt just said, thanks, everyone. I'm so glad I found Destination Decluttered a couple of weeks ago. So helpful. There we go. Crentist Miraculous Dentist. Thank you. Okay, I'm glad. This is interesting. The Real Green Joe. I will help you with this. They're asking, how do you get rid of the thought? Notice this thought. It's up here. I might need this. I might use this. I might want this later. Just notice that thought. Notice when you have that thought, and this is the life coachy part, and this is a thing I will say to the folks that are just listening to me and going around and decluttering. This is maybe one of those few times where I will say to look at at what I'm doing because my body language will illustrate this. And I think that might help you to think of it in your own head. I like alliteration. Destination decluttered, surface stored, sentimental. Here's 3 H's. Sometimes for the 4-H club, when I decide to be silly like that, head, heart, and hand. They also go from top to bottom. Notice, overwhelm to down. So overwhelm up here. You have a thought, I might need this someday. That makes you feel kind of in lack, like, oh, I can't get rid of that. I'm afraid if I get rid of this, I might need it someday and then it won't be here. That is a kind of a fear, and that keeps you clinging on to something. You're not getting rid of it. Just notice that. And I love this, the Real Green Joe, that you also notice it's a thought. And this is what I do, is when I think of my thoughts, I say, is this a helpful thought or an unhelpful thought? And even then, I don't know if you caught this, but I had to correct my body language because I like to present this as you've got a lovely line. You're aligned down the middle of you. And I like to think of there's something on the other side. There's something on the flip side. There's the opposite, right? So when I talk about the unhelpful thoughts in my head, you've got an unhelpful thought, and I use this one hand on this one side. It makes you feel a certain way in your heart. What if I need this someday? I'm afraid. Oh no. I get afraid I'm going to do it. I don't feel like I want to get rid of it. I feel like I need to cling, right? And so you keep it. On the other side, if you get anxiety, just know you can toss a ball between, breathe deeply. On the other side, on the other hand, you can think a different thought that makes you feel a different feeling, and then you're more likely to take action. A more helpful thought that makes you feel encouraged, and then you can do something as opposed to just sitting there thinking. And I might need this. I don't know, I might need it. Okay. When's the last time I used this? Curiosity and love is on this side, okay? I might need this. Okay. When's the next time I think I might need it? When's the last time I use it? How often do I need it? Get curious. Just get curious. Do I have something? If I decide to, that I don't need this and I, give it away or donate it, if I needed it, could I borrow one from somebody? Could I use something else in its place? Does this thing that I think I might want later, does that get you to where you want to go? Does that thing add to how you want your home to look and feel and function? Notice those thoughts. Notice what the unhelpful thought is. Flip it to a helpful thought. It makes you feel better. And then you're going to do something that's going to be aligned with how you want to look and feel. This kind of head, heart, hands, home type thing I do. And on the other hand, the flip side, the opposites, this is how I coach. If you thought about that, if you have the thought that keeps you stuck, there's a thought that you can create from that can get you taking some action. Okay? There he is. I love it. Bonnie is saying, when I said, how do you want your home to feel? How do you want to feel in your home? I want to feel relaxed, she says. I want to feel relaxed so I can breathe. Everybody, just take a deep breath right now. Feeling like you can breathe. Feels so good. It does. And it's good for your physical body and your mental body too, because you're giving oxygen to your brain. You're getting out of that shallow breathing, fight or flight, and you can calm down. And when you feel that way all the time, you're going to make better decisions. You're going to feel good. You are worth feeling that way all the time. Many of my clients are doing that. I feel like I can breathe. I just got a testimonial from a client who we finished our coaching session, and she gave me this rave testimonial, and she was just talking about how she used to be spinning out and frantic and stuck and cornered and all this, and now she's a completely different person. She can breathe. It's so great. There we go. I will say this. Mary is saying, I'm a hoarder. My daughter started to throw away my stuff when I was at work, and I'm devastated. I guess here's the thing I want to offer to everybody, where there are people who are pitching your stuff when you're not around because in their mind and maybe your mind, there's too much, or maybe you're not making decisions about it. I will try to be nice in my head and try to have a thought that comes from love, which is maybe they are just trying to help you, but they just don't know the best way to do it. Okay? Maybe your daughter is trying to help you, and she doesn't know what to do, so she's like, there's too much stuff here, let me throw it away. This isn't important to you. I have done this myself with my mother, with other people, but we don't know what's important to them. We find that out the hard way when we inadvertently, think we're doing something good, and throw it away. That's why it's so important for you, Mary, to make decisions about the stuff that is important to you. And if you can't discern it, if it's difficult for you to make that decision, get some help in that. If you've got ADHD, if you're a hoarder, really find out what that is and practice. Practice making decisions. That's what decluttering is every day going through your stuff. As you start to declutter the stuff that's piled up over decades that you've just not made decisions on, or you made decisions late back then that may not be relevant now, making a decision that says, do I want this in my life or not? What do I want my life to look and feel like? Does this thing fit into that life I want? And if it doesn't, being okay with removing it and getting used to that. It's a life skill. It's a life skill that when you start practicing thinking and acting like that, your life and home will look and feel better. Okay? There we go. So let me think. I don't have my rates on my site. I have a 10-week program, and I change the price occasionally. That's why I don't keep it on my website. I have afternoon appointments. If you go to my website, let me think. I got the thing in front of you, and I'm just talking to, who is it, Miracles and Money? Tuesday, and they're all in Eastern time, just so you know. I'm in Pennsylvania. 1 in the afternoon, 2:30 and 4 o'clock, and then somebody took the Monday already. And then Wednesday I have a 2 p.m. After that I go off the grid, and then when I come back I will turn my calendar on again. All right, there we go. How can I sort my PDA financing with decluttering? Everybody, approach the decluttering like you would want somebody to approach it with yourself, with this love in your heart, curiosity, and a vision for what you want the future to look like, and then just starting. Okay, there we go. What do we hear? What else do we have here? I can't sell any of my clothes, but I can donate some clothes. Donating is a great thing. You make the decision of how you get the stuff out of your home. Okay, you decide. Like, for example, we have a free sign that we occasionally put stuff on the corner because we live on a corner. I'm going to put a thing out today. We have a table we don't use, and I'm just going to put out free table because it might be helpful to somebody, but I'm not going to sell it because it's not worth much. And I like to feel like I can help people because I've picked up free stuff from the side of the road. You know, there we go. Alrighty. Yeah, what if I could sell it? Okay, TT Mama, let me say, okay, yeah, see if you're interested. If you're interested in selling something, do some research. How much will somebody possibly pay for what you're selling? I don't know. I would get on and I would do some research. Like I used to collect. I don't collect vintage stuff anymore. I've got stuff that I love, so I don't collect it that much. But I have some stuff that I've thrifted or been inherited, and I look to see, is this worth any money? And I go on to like eBay and I see how much people are paying. And then depending upon how much that is, I say, is it worth it to me to go through all the steps I need to sell it to get that money? Sometimes the answer is yes. Sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes what I like to do, this is the thing I'm doing now because I don't want to spend my time selling this stuff. And I am in a position that I don't have to. But I still know that there are things that I want people who would appreciate it to find it. So I have a historical society in my town that does occasional online auctions. And what I have found is the things that I know are kind of worth something, I like to donate to them so they can have the money. It's a way of me donating money to them and also getting stuff out of my house. So where is a place that you could donate your stuff that you feel good about the cause so that you could donate some stuff that might be worth a couple of bucks? And again, the great thing is, you guys, it's completely up to you. All right? It's completely up to you what you do. I just show up kind of like, as I said, like, you know, like your buddy on a road trip. You're the driver. See, this is the thing. I love thinking about this, and I would love to remind you of this. Even if it's not decluttering, your life. You are the driver. You are in the driver's seat of your life. You're steering in the direction that you want to go to, or you're steering away from it. Maybe you're not even moving. Maybe you're stuck in your driveway. You haven't even ignited the spark in your ignition to turn it on. Maybe you're backing up, you know. You feel like you can only back up for so much. Notice you have control in the car of where you go and if you go or not, and how fast you go and when you stop and when you detour and all that kind of stuff, and when you run out of gas. It is such a good metaphor. That's why I use it. Because I would say to you, sometimes I say to myself, all right, what would I do if I was in my car? Oh, I hit a dead end. Oh, the bridge was out. Okay, I'm not going to just stop there. I'm going to turn around and find another way to get to where I want to go. But if I don't know where I'm going, I don't know where I'm aiming for. That's why I call what I do Destination Decluttered, because it's all about taking the time. You deserve the time to figure out, and not even figure out, just write down some words. What's in your head? Dump the words out of your head of how you want your life to look and feel. Get yourself a notebook. This is mine. I have this fancy notebook because this is my, like, kind of like my diary, my journal about all the things I'm doing every single day that are getting me to where I want my life to be, and it's working. And also getting to know me more, and also appreciating the good things that I have in my life. What was it, Monday, February 14th of whatever, 2002. I listened to a podcast that inspired me to get some training. And I got some training, and it helped me make money and grow my business. There we go. Oh, I gave Phil my business cards. I gave the guy who does my hair my business card in case one of his clients is struggling with clutter. So doing little things every day. Little things every day. That's all it is. Over and over and over and over and over again, you will get closer to it. Okay? So don't think you need so much time to do it or whatever. 20 minutes. Here's the funny thing. When you realize that you have been keeping yourself stuck because you don't have time, I could set the timer right now for 2 minutes. You would realize if I just sat here in 2 minutes of silence, how much time 2 minutes is, right? So you have 2 minutes today. You have whole 5 minutes to sit there quietly with yourself. Even the quiet, go out to your car, drive somewhere, park someplace, get a notebook, and do a brain dump. And say, what do I want my home to look like? What do I want my life to look and feel like? All that stuff, okay? You are worth it. Don't say you don't have enough time to work on that, because you do have enough time. If you choose to use it or not, that's up to you. But I will tell you, my life looks and feels and functions so much better when I wrote those things down and I said I want to go for those things. Mary's asking a good question. Do you actually come to the clients' homes? Nope, I don't do that. I don't. And let me explain why. I think I love how I coach, because the way I coach is I coach on Zoom. You and me, 10 weeks or longer. I have clients that re-up because they just love the power of having a coach in your life. I will say this too. When you sign up for me and you do that, like, you're always locked in at whatever price it was when you started with me. So who knows what that's going to be in just, even 2 months from now. But what I want to say is I don't go to the person's house because it's not about what I'm there doing with my hands. It's about talking about what's up here that's keeping them stuck. I don't need to be in your home to help you with your clutter, because all I would be doing in your home would be picking up an item, saying, what is this? Waiting for your answer. Then saying, what do you want to do with it? Waiting for your answer. Then saying, okay, then if you want to keep it, where do you want to put it? Listening for the answer. And then putting it there. Oh, you want to give it away? Where do you want to give it away? Put it over here. And then it would be like, lather, what's this? Do you want this? Same thing. Lather, rinse, repeat. You do that yourself. You don't need me to come to your home because it's important for you. Only you can make those decisions. And you don't need me in the room to make those decisions. As a coach, you will have me in your head. It's like, you will be like, oh, that's right. What would Beth say? What would Destination Decluttered say? And I would say, just drive your life, as my mug says. Drive your life in the direction of your dreams. You will get there. Okay? There we go. Oh, Gigo Gal is re-upping. Beth is life-changing. Thank you, hon. I love that. I'm so excited. Awesome. Very much looking forward to it. Yeah, I am lucky. I have the best clients. I have been so honored to be a part of their lives, to help them with something that I struggled for way too long for because I didn't get help. I was looking for the right person, the right vibe, the right way somebody explained it. And I will tell you this, that was really important to me, and I am glad I did. Because the message can be the same, but the messenger can make it so different. I will never forget, and I can probably cite the day and time and year it was. There's a self-help author called Jen Sincero. I had never heard of her. And frankly, for decades, I had scoffed at self-help books and things because my mother had a ton of them in the 70s, and they didn't seem to work. I heard her on a podcast, and she made me laugh. She gave me stuff to think about. I bought her book. And the ways that she just talked, it was like hanging out with a friend. It wasn't somebody who was in a suit talking down at me or some bro dude, power suit with his little headset, all that kind of bullshit. To me, it was important to find somebody who I felt like I could relate to. And that's when positive change happened. And then I have taken other courses with people from a variety of different ways, but it has always made it so much more impactful when I can find somebody I relate to. So this is one of the reasons, honestly, I show up on TikTok Live all the time so you can meet me and see that this isn't an act. Who the freak would try to pretend to act like I do? I just be me. And I say to you, this is me. This is how I show up. This is how I look. This is how I explain things. I coach. I make jokes about things. I make it fun. I play around. I have metaphors. I crack, pop culture references. And I make it enjoyable, because when it's enjoyable, and I believe so much in you getting to your destination even when you don't. I help you show up when you feel like you want to give up. I am there for you. I hold you in my heart and say, you got this. I know you can do it. I am cheering you on. I am helping you out any way I can. I can't drive the car for you, but I am next to you in the passenger seat. I get the map. I get the tunes. I get the snacks. I've been on this journey before, so I know when the road gets rough, and I can tell you how to maneuver it, and I can be there with you saying, you got this. You need to slow down a little bit? No big deal. You go at the right pace. You're stuck? I can help you get unstuck. I'll go out and push the car while you drive, and then I hop back in. We are on a journey together. Okay? And this journey is your life. And when you start to think of your life in that motion of moving forward, I mean, all of us have death at the end, right? But before that, before you die, what do you want your life, what do you want your home to look like? What do you want to feel like? How do you want it to function? And start moving on that, because the sooner you do it, the sooner you just live in that life, live in that home. You're not spending all your time on the road. We want to get you there the quickest so you can just live in that life and home every day. There we go. Oh, Mrs. Krentis, thank you for mentioning that, okay? Because what I do is I get all impassioned and then I start just talking and I miss the practical stuff. So many folks who watch the lives will say to me, I love decluttering when you do a live. It helps me motivate me, encourage me, all this kind of stuff, to have something in my head that kind of fills my tank and reminds me that I can take action and I can believe in what I want, and I'm decluttering at the same time, so it makes it more enjoyable. I record all these TikTok lives and I upload them to the Destination Decluttered YouTube channel. Destination Decluttered on YouTube. I will do that later today once this kind of settles out and TikTok gives me the download. I say that because especially when I am off the digital grid, or even when you feel like I've got some time to do some decluttering and I want a nice, positive, helpful, curious, loving voice in my head while I do it, you can just go to the Destination Decluttered YouTube channel and pop in one of those TikTok lives. It's just something I've gotten into the habit of. Decluttering is a habit. Staying decluttered is a habit. Me getting into the habit of doing those. And the only reason I do that, which is so cool, is because somebody here on a TikTok live says, hey, do you ever record these so we can listen to them later? That idea had never occurred to me, right? I learn from you. You learn from me. There was something the other day. I got to share this with you. This was kind of funny, okay? The things we we only know what we know. And there are things that don't occur to us that occur to other people. That's why I show up with my toolkit of ideas and strategies and processes. I was a process engineer. I was an art history major. I was a photographer. I was a visual merchandiser. I managed teams, and I've managed Pier 1 stores, and I have collected and I have sold, and this is my wheelhouse. I bring in all of those things from those decades of works that I've done to help you These things may not have occurred to you. That's okay. I give them to you, then you have them too, right? Yeah. There we go. Thank you, Calm Carolyn. You are inspiring and relatable. Love your lives. They bring hope. Thank you. Hope is good. Hope is a good feeling. Pair that hope with action. Everybody, do something today. Rita's Royal, you started but lost motivation. Find your motivation. Where did it go? You know what? I lost my motivation. I can find my motivation. What motivated me before? What can motivate me now? I want to say, get all hot and heavy. Fall in love with yourself and the life you want. Get that love, that sparkly feeling of, oh my gosh, I want to get to there like I want to get to the beach right now. I'm going to jump in the car, and I don't care how long it takes me, but I'm going to get there, and I'm going to be so excited because I'm on my way. Okay, then. Here's the thing. So, Erin, that's a good idea. When you put them on YouTube, can you title them? Would be great to have one for Closed Paper and Sentimental. When I do, I will say this. When I get specific on some of the smaller ones, I do that. I don't always upload those, mainly because so many people see them on TikTok. I have noticed that the YouTube channel is great for the TikTok lives because they're a longer form type thing. But the lives tend to be a little bit about everything. But when I do, I have started on my TikTok page to do like some, what do they call those? Like playlists, I guess, trying with that. But then even that, so you can do that. Yeah, different sessions. Yes, if I did do one, actually, I will say one of them I did, which was a complete one on sentimental stuff. I might, you know what, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll experiment with like doing a themed TikTok live when I get back from when I'm traveling. I'll think about that. I will write that down. So thank you for the idea. See, that's an idea that didn't occur to me. And then I'm like, I don't know, I'll play with that. See what it's like. Themed TikTok. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Jen B just said, I unloaded the dishwasher and hand washed a bunch of dishes during this live. I almost didn't do it. You know what? But you did do it. Yay. Notice the thought you had. Notice the thought you had when you almost didn't do it. Notice that. That's like the pinpoint. That's like the fork in the road. You're at that point and you say, I could not do it or I could do it. And then notice what you said to yourself to make you do it, to drive down that road towards getting it done. Gig old gal just cleaned a closet. There we go. How do you organize a place you only plan to stay in for less than a year? Addison 8, that's a cool question. This is what I would say. Is yeah, you just talking. I know I'm a little Pavlov's dog there, Jay. If you're only staying there in a year, notice the stuff, and everybody, this will help you. Notice the items that you use all the time on a daily, weekly basis. The things that are in what I like to call circulation. Notice I'm doing this kind of circular motion. This is going to be like the clothing that you wear. This is going to be the sheets on your bed. This is going to be the food that you eat. This is going to be the dishes you use. This is going to be the shoes you wear. If you're only going to be there for a year, don't unpack everything. Just notice the stuff that you use often, the food you eat, right? This will also help you realize the stuff that you didn't open for a year, maybe you don't need that stuff, okay? There we go. See, Tanya, look at you. You sat in a chair unmotivated, and then you got up, you did dishes and cooked after I showed up. But you know what? I didn't do that. I love that you used the excuse for me showing up to do it, but you did that yourself. You went from sitting to standing. Sometimes taking action can be as easy as going from sitting or laying down to sitting, from sitting to standing, and from standing to moving. Okay, just grab something. Just move yourself in front of the dishes and just do them, you know? Okay, so to Lisa, I will say this. I only feel like cleaning when Beth is holding my hand on TikTok. So a couple of funny things. One is, it's almost a minute. I'm gonna go on for a little bit longer, okay? Because there's a few more questions. If I held your hand, you would only be cleaning with one hand, right? So that would be kind of awkward. I joke about that sometimes with my clients. I was like, I would hold your hand, but then you're only driving with one hand. But then please, oh please, do not rely on me. This is not about me. Think about this. Maybe this is a good time. Yeah, there you go. Think about this. I show up. Think of me as just a temporary physical manifestation in the real world of the words that you have in you. Now, I love the fact that people are saying that I'm motivating them, but this is not about me. This is about you. So what I want to do is please remember, this is not about me. This is about you. Think about temporarily while you are learning these skills. Yeah, you'll hear it in my voice in your head, my wacky voice, right? But I want you to start to hear them in your voice. This is what I call your co-pilot voice. Like oftentimes we think of co-pilots as in planes, but I think of that as your co-pilot. And maybe because I saw one of those goofy, like license plate ones that said, God is my co-pilot. So think about that. You have some thoughts in your head that are unhelpful, that are discouraging, that keep you stuck. I call those your backseat driver thoughts. Those are your backseat drivers. They're scared little kids that don't want you to change. But the way I show up as your co-pilot. Your co-pilot who just wants to help you get there, has strategies, has processes, is encouraging, is loving, can help you remember how to flip the negative into a more helpful way so you start taking action, makes it fun, makes it easy. I am teaching you how to do that for yourself. Your internal co-pilot, once you calm down your backseat drivers, that's when you sit and hear these things in your voice, in your internal voice. So like when I sign off in just a minute or two here, okay? When I sign off in a minute or two, take some quiet time. Quiet down your backseat driver. Say, shh, it's okay. I got this. Anytime any of these things are good, you don't have time. I get 5 minutes. I'm going to set my timer for 5 minutes, and as soon as the 5 minutes is gone, I'm done. Okay? Take 5 minutes. Go find someplace quiet. If there's not a quiet place in your house, your car, go out there, put on the AC, drive around the corner so nobody can bug you, lock the doors, set a timer, get out there with your notebook, and you write down, how do I want my home to look? Write it down. How do I want my home, how do I want to feel in my home, in my life? How do I want it to function? What are some things I want to do in my life that I am not doing? Get that stuff out of your head and down from over here into down so you can look at it and then you can make that stuff happen. Your list of things to do going vertically like this is like the little milestones on your road trip going horizontally. On the flip side, those milestones, we make a list of things to do. All right? So you get this. Okay. Jason's here. Thank you so much for sharing the live. Oh, it totally is easier to do it with a friend than alone, but you know what? You can be your own friend. You can put on some music. You can do it, Body doubling is a cool thing. Do not get me wrong. ADHD people get that too. But what I also want you to do is do not become reliant on, I can only do this if. I want you to say to yourself, anytime I choose to, I can motivate myself to do something that's going to get my life to look and feel. I am not a parent, but I think of me teaching you this life skill. And when you're good, I know that I'm going to push you out of the nest. You're going to want it, you know what I mean? And you're going to be able to fly on your own. And that makes me so proud when I have my clients that it's bittersweet, but it's like, I know you're meant for greatness and I want to help you get there. Okay. So there we go. There we go. Okay. I got to sign off. This is so good. Just so you know, a couple of things. First of all, Beth, Destination Decluttered. Just remember that. If you haven't liked my TikTok page, if you could do so, that's fun. You'll also be notified when I do some more TikTok lives, and I will be doing some TikTok lives between now and Thursday. I always let you know when I do those because I like to let you know you can rely on me to do that. So a couple things. TikTok lives, there's a video pinned to the top of my my TikTok page that shows when they are. There's a schedule there. You can look at that, write it down, show up. If you miss them, it's okay. I download them from here and upload them to Destination Decluttered on YouTube so you can listen to them when they're not live, okay? The other thing too is I have a Destination Decluttered email mailing list that I do. It's just a good way to get the really good info out to the people who really are caring about wanting to declutter and me helping them. So what's going to happen there, the reason I mention that is if you want to sign up for that, it's at destinationdecluttered.com/join. The welcome email is got a habit tracker that's going to help you track the little habits that are going to keep you staying decluttered once you get there. There's also one you can fill out yourself with other habits that you want to do, like drink more water, walk more steps, whatever you do you. But also, I say this specifically because I'm looking at my calendar right here. So today's Sunday, okay? Tuesday night, Tuesday, August 15th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, is a members only, like the jackets in the 80s, members only, Destination Decluttered email mailing list members only Zoom call. You'll get the Zoom invite as soon as you sign up. People who are already on the list, I will be sending out the reminder with the Zoom on it today. We all meet up. It's like a group coaching where you get to ask your questions. I help you with that. Other people chime in. We can all help each other. It's just a nice sense of community. And everybody, I will say this, I have met so many awesome people through Destination Decluttered. That makes me do these things. If it was lousy, I wouldn't do it, right? So there's that. And then the last thing I will say is that, and probably the most important, is I do one-on-one coaching. So if you have found me and you found this to be enjoyable and the way I present things and stuff, and you would like me to be your coach, your co-pilot just for you, that can happen. All it takes is for you to get onto my Destination Decluttered website, destinationdecluttered.com. There's big orange buttons all over the place that say work with me. You hit that, what do you call it? A calendar comes up, and I'm just refreshing it now to see if I've got some client. Okay, so we've got, I do have, okay, good. I've got some Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I have some consultation slots available. You and I meet for an hour, asking questions about your clutter, so we know if it would make sense for us to work together. If the answer is yes, we pull out our calendars, we get you on there. Before Thanksgiving, or even before Thanksgiving, before Halloween, 10 weeks gets you right up to that week before Halloween if we started coaching next week, and you will learn skills. You will learn processes. You will start to practice thinking, what do I want my life to look and feel like? What do I want my home to look and feel like? And you'll have 10 weeks of practice and taking action so your home looks better, you feel better, it works better, and you start to learn the skill of decluttering and staying decluttered, okay? I gotta go. I get stuff. There we go. I love it. I love it. Yes, thank you. And I love it. Shell, you answered. You don't hear the stories from all the items in our friend's home. Exactly. Okay, you guys all rock. Okay, have an awesome Sunday. I'm not going to see you tomorrow because I'm busy with consultations and coaching, but Tuesday and Wednesday, I know I'm on there at some point. You got this. You can do this, okay? You can do this, and you will, because you want your life to look and feel the way you want your life, home and life to look and feel, okay? And let me see how I can shut this off again, all right? I'll see you later. Bye.